Holy shit, YouTube, we're back on some fucking Fallout 4. This has been a couple of years at least. We're talking 2018, 2019, maybe even before then. I'm not entirely sure. Wasn't planning on putting out a video today on the second channel, but I woke up, made me some coffee, was just enjoying the morning. Started scrolling Facebook and came across a Game Rant article from a couple days ago where Inside Edition is trying to blame, or seems to be blaming, Fallout 4 for the recent Michigan school shooting at Oxford or whatever. I'm sure you've heard about it. Now this by itself, it's a tale as old as time, right? Video games, violence, school shootings, oh my god, they've been trying to spin this narrative since video games have been a thing, right? This has been a thing since like the 80s, right? 70s, 80s, some shit like that, whenever video games really became like kind of popular. They've been trying to push this narrative for such a long time, there's never been a correlation between the two. But it's kind of weird, right? Because Fallout 4 is, at this point, over 6 years old. So it's weird that they're pointing towards that game. There's plenty of other like graphic or gory games, potentially, in the past 6 years since the release of Fallout 4. But how they're blaming it is the reason why we're here today. Now, initially my plan with this video was to tell you how they're blaming Fallout 4, but I think it's better if we just play the clip and then we discuss it.
Post from Ethan Crumbly declares, "Now I am become death, the destroyer of worlds. See you tomorrow, Oxford." The quotation can be found in a Gory video game.
I am become death, the destroyer of worlds.
There it is, my dudes. That's the hit piece. Fallout 4 is to blame for the Oxford shooting because of a quote from Nick Valentine, I think taken maybe specifically from the Far Harbor DLC. I'm not entirely sure after you blow up maybe the Nucleus or whatever it's called. This quote that Nick Valentine says, "I am become death, the destroyer of worlds," which is a quote from J. Robert Oppenheimer, which, from back in the day, black and white era, 40s, 50s, 60s, I don't know when it was, the video's old as shit, which I didn't even know till making this video today, it wasn't even his original quote.
I remembered the line from the Hindu scripture, the Bhagavad Gita. Vishnu is trying to persuade the prince that he should do his duty, and to impress him takes on his multi-armed form and says, "Now I am become death, the destroyer of worlds."
So I've only ever seen that last little clip right there where he says the line. So I always thought that my guy had this absolute fucking bar from so long ago. And it's not even his own. It's not even his thing. It's from some Bhagavad Gita or some shit. I don't know what it is. Some sort of other scripture or some shit from back in the day. This is a pretty old quote, which that by itself is actually pretty damn cool. Like, these people were writing scriptures on fucking tablets of fucking stone back in the day or some shit, saying absolute bars themselves. So back to the actual topic here. They're trying to reference this quote as if it originated from Fallout 4. Like,
The quotation can be found in a Gory video game.
these are Inside Edition. I mean, I'm not saying they're any sort of credible source, of course, but they're supposed to be some news source, journalism, whatever. And they don't know where this quote originates from. They're blaming Fallout 4, and do they think... I mean, I'm sure people who watch Inside Edition are probably pretty fucking stupid. Maybe they think it comes from Fallout 4. Maybe they don't know any better. Or maybe, of course, they know where it comes from, but Fallout 4 has this quote, so they're like, hey, let's get another, video games equal violence story going, or whatever the case, right? Because it's going to get some traction. Because I'm talking about it. Other places are talking about them blaming video games for this shit. They also go on from here to show, like, really old video of this dude when he was, like, a kid. I think he's, like 15. Looks like a grown-ass man from what I've seen in the pictures. But, like, from him being super, super young, showing off his, like, game collection. And it's, like, Grand Theft Auto 4. He mentions Battlefield 4. He talks about Nazi zombies.
Showing off his collection of violent games.
Got Battlefield 4. Comment if you want to play that one. I hopefully will get to another Nazi Zombies video.
I love how they're putting the quotes at the bottom, like him saying, I'm going to get to another Nazi zombie video, like, means anything. Like, they clearly don't know what they're talking about, because obviously Call of Duty, Nazi zombies, he's just going to, at that time, record a video of him playing some Nazi zombies. But they probably think it means something like crazy, like, oh my, Nazis, zombies, what's this kid talking about? Anyways, the point of showing that is that they go in past Fallout 4 and show off, like, more M-rated video games, violent video games, and I guess they are trying to, like, really go in on this. Video games cause violence, video games are the reason that this Oxford shooting happened, which has nothing to do with it, right? Ethan Crumbly, which is honestly a terrible last name, which he's probably... I can't do the bully joke, fuck. You know where I was going with that. Regardless, the school shooting happened because Ethan Crumbly is a piece of shit. That's all it is. That's all this boils down to. It has nothing to do with anything else. Got a gun from his piece of shit parents. That's why they're arrested. That's why they're getting charged with the shit too. That's it. That's all this is. That's all it ever is. Mental health issues or people who are just pieces of shit. They just want to do it to do it. Maybe they won't have a suicide wish, hoping they die in the process. I don't know the details, right? It has nothing to do with their life in terms of like playing video games and their hobbies. Not to mention the quote itself, the one they're using from Fallout 4, I become death to destroy the worlds, with Nick Valentine, and the original quote, at least as we knew it, J. Robert Oppenheimer, has to do with like nuclear explosions. Like it has nothing to do with the school shooting, right? It has nothing to do with guns in general. It's about a massive atomic bomb. That's what that quote's for. So it has no context for what happened at Oxford. Oppenheimer is quoting that, that line from the scripture or whatever it is, because he just witnessed an atomic bomb go off and realizes that man now has the capability of destroying worlds. So that's the context of that quote. So regardless of how that kid chose to use it on Instagram, it's fucking irrelevant. I imagine the majority of people that actually watch Inside Edition as a credible news source probably don't know that quote, probably don't know anything about video games, and probably think this is legit. Like, oh my god, this kid played this violent video game. That's probably why they do it, right? Their audience believes in the shit. And what are they going to do whenever, like, the baby boomer generation finally dies? In, like, 10 or 20 years, when they're all fucking dead, when they're gone finally? Get rid of them? When it's, like, Gen X, millennials and shit like that. Like, what are they going to do? They're not going to have an audience. They're going to be out of a fucking job, because we're not stupid. Those old people from 50 years ago are fucking stupid. We're not. And maybe the biggest problem I have with this, overall, it's bad anyways, right? But they have this quote from Fallout 4. They have this kid showing old videos of this kid, showing off video games, but they never show a correlation between him and Fallout 4. That's how you know they're just pulling this out of their ass. They don't have an Instagram post of him talking about Fallout 4, an old YouTube video of him showing off his copy of Fallout 4. We have no idea if this kid ever even played Fallout 4, yet they're trying to use it as evidence. You fucking suck, Inside Edition. That's the video, my dude. Social networks in the description below. Follow me on Twitter, dashingdavidYT. That's the video. Bye.
In a gory video game.
We fuck till it comes to conclusions. All the things that we thought we were losing. I'm a ghost and you know this. That's why we broke up in the first place. 'Cause I want you to know that